Hello everyone, welcome to Wednesday Storytime. I'm Miss Katie from the Rockland Public Library, and today I'm going to be reading to you The Circus Ship by Chris Van Dusen. I'm actually excited to read it to you because it's a wonderful story. And Chris Van Dusen is a local author and illustrator that is just amazing. Do you think you can tell, based on the pictures on the front, what the story is going to be about? Let's see. "5 miles off the coast of Maine and slightly overdue, a circus ship was streaming south in fog as thick as stew. On board were 15 animals who traveled to and fro. The next day it was Boston for another circus show. The captain, Mr. Carrington, was honest and sincere. He thought that they should drop a hook and wait for things to clear. But Mr. Payne, the circus boss, was terribly demanding. He stopped up to the helm where Captain Carrington was standing and screamed, "Don't stop! Keep going! I've got a show to do! Just get me down to Boston town tomorrow, sir, by 2. Uh-oh. He does not look happy or friendly. Then came a crash, an awful bash. Things flew into the air. The ship was smashed onto a ledge that no one knew was there. The animals are going everywhere. The shattered ship began to tip, then sink without a sound. The splashing, thrashing animals swam round and round and round. Poor animals. The captain said to Mr. Payne, "Pray tell, what shall we do? We can't just leave them here to drown. We've got to save them too." "The animals?" yelled Mr. Payne. "Why, sir, what are you, daft? It's me you should rescue. Pull me up into this raft. Now ferry me to safety, sir, before I die of cold. Don't question me," barked Mr. Payne. "Just do as you are told." Uh-oh. Through chilly water all night long, the animals swam on until they reached an island beach just before the dawn. They pulled themselves up on the shore, but draggled cold and beat. They staggered to the village on weary, wobbly feet. Oh, poor animals. Oh, look. Oh, it's over here. Look how wet he is. Oh. The people in the neighborhood had just begun to rise. And when they saw the animals, they had to rub their eyes. They thought they saw an elephant. But wait, how could that be? And what's that little monkey doing in the cherry tree? Remember, this story takes place in Maine. Do you think you would just look out your window in Maine and see a monkey? An elephant? Soon animals were everywhere and into everything. There's an ostrich in the outhouse. There's a hippo in the spring. There's a tiger in the tulips. There's a lion on the lawn. There's a python in the pantry. It went on and on and on. Mr. Hood was stacking wood and nearly jumped a mile when he found the alligator sleeping in his pile. And Mrs. Dotty Daly, who grew daisies by the bunch, discovered that the zebra had been eating them for lunch. Oh no. And Miss Fanny Feeney found, according to the rumors, a silly little circus monkey swinging in her bloomers. I like that little monkey. But everything changed quickly, like the turning of the tide. The night the abbot's shed caught fire with Emma Rose inside. From high above the abbot's farm, the tiger saw the shed. The sight of smoke and fire triggered something in his head. He jumped through flames 1,000 times back in his circus days. So he ran past all the people and he leapt into the blaze. Look at that tiger go. Then everybody panicked. Help, help, what will we do? When from the raging fire, something big burst into view. It was the most amazing sight, and everybody froze when they saw the tiger saving little Emma Rose. There she is. There's little Emma Rose. What a hero. The tiger's risky rescue changed everybody's mind. The animals weren't bothersome. The animals were kind. And so they lived together, side by side, they got along. It didn't seem like anything could possibly go wrong. Those are famous last words. Look at all those animals. Do you see them doing silly things too? There's a bear on a bicycle. And all the way back here, there's a giraffe. It's very hard to see. A giraffe flying a kite. I think the people are really warming up to the animals. Then Little Red, the messenger, came running with the word. Apparently, a circus ship had sunk from what he'd heard. The animals are from the boat. They swam in from the bay. The greedy owner wants them back. He'll be here any day. So the people called a meeting, and they quickly hatched a plan. No animal that came ashore would sail off with that man. And here they are at their meeting, making their plan. What do you think their plan's going to be? The next day at the crack of dawn, a ship was at the pier. And up the lane marched Mr. Payne, whose voice was loud and clear. I am the circus owner. My ship sank in the murk. I've come to find my animals and put them back to work. Look at him. Oh. He hiked until he came into the center of the town. His face was red, he scratched his head, and stood there with a frown. Mr. Payne looked high and low, but still he could not see the 15 circus animals of his menagerie. Now this is the best page in the book. If you look really closely, and you might even want to pause this page, you can find 15 animals. Some of them are in disguise. Some of them are pretending to be, let's say, rocks or trees. Or, can you find any? Let's see how many you can find. But no matter what he did, Mr. Payne could not see them hiding. Their plan was starting to work. He ran around the alleyways. He searched the village square. He even checked a chicken coop. His animals weren't there. Mr. Payne was tuckered out. His heavy chest was heaving. Then the Little Red stepped up and said, I think your boat is leaving. Oh no, look how mad he is. He ran off in a fit of rage. His ship was heaving sight. His ship was leaving sight. So he jumped onto his rowboat and he rowed with all his might. And from that day, they like to say, their lives were free of pain. It was a happy, peaceful place upon that isle in Maine. And here they are, all of the people living happily together with all the animals. The end. Thanks for listening with me. That was great fun. As our Wednesday story time is going to be every Wednesday at 10:30, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.